Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today as you get video number 2 out of 2, and it's not just that, you guys have also been given a double upload somewhere else, haven't you? Yeah, for those that know, they know. For those of you that don't, you have to hit that first link in the description. What are you doing? How are you not subscribed to Shootout? Because over there, you got 2 videos to watch today. One which is Chelsea related, and 2 Champions League roundup from Tuesday and yesterday, where we go through the games, specifically the English teams, and our thoughts on the Champions League game week 3. So make sure you're checking out those 2 videos, and here to check out earlier on the video as well, where I gave you guys my thoughts on what was going on earlier on in the day. Now we're going to focus on the second part of the day, and to be here for the uploads, make sure you're hitting subscribe, the notification bell, do all that good stuff, hit the like if you do enjoy this, and check out the socials, much appreciated. Let's get cracking, because there's some good stuff to talk about here. You know, video number 1 tends to be, you know, the nice warm-up, and then video number 2 tends to be the game. You know, and I can feel a hat trick. I can feel a hat trick coming. So let's get into it. Starting off with the latest on the manager's role, Pochettino at Chelsea Football Club, and what responsibility does he truly have? Let's get into it. Chelsea's model now that Pochettino will get the final say on January deals. Pochettino identifies and tells the staff the tactical profile he needs. Winstanley, Stewart and Shields go out and come up with suitable names. Pochettino then chooses the player. On top of this, we have Chelsea's model is described as more like Manchester City's, where the manager will identify the type of tactical profile he needs, then the staff come up with suitable names, and the manager then decides on who to go for. Finally. The manager gets some power at this football club. Oh man, I've been waiting for this day. I have been waiting for us to conduct business in this manner. I'm all for club signings to a certain degree though. Like I've said, when a club identifies someone who they can see is versatile, right? And, you know, I can understand the fear of sacking managers and the player's going to be too specific to a certain manager and won't play under another. I get that fear. But there has to be faith in the manager, and there has to be a green light from the manager, and there has to be a blueprint put in place by the manager. So in turn, that means that the transfers and the players he wants needs to be decided by him. The club can do their scouting. They can come up with recommendations, much like this is now an example of looking at the tactical profile of a player and going out and scouting the players that are going to suit exactly the type of profile the manager needs. And then at that point, the manager will decide what one he's going to go for. And if he's not satisfied, he will let them know, I'm not satisfied by any of them. I need you to go and keep looking. So it's the manager dictating. And that's exactly what Pep Guardiola does at Manchester City. And that is the key reason for his longevity at Manchester City, because there's no clashing. At Man City, Pep is the guy. And he knows he's the guy. And he's delivered. So the club trust him and they back him. And that's just a match made in heaven. And he's not going anywhere. There has to be a level of trust and faith in the gaffer. And if he executes it perfectly, then great. If he doesn't, then the blame will be on the manager. You know, they won't be having to talk about the club or this, that and the other. It will be the gaffer. Listen, you've messed up. Simple. But for there to be success under a certain manager with a certain style, I truly believe in this model, and it's nice to see that Chelsea have adopted it. So fantastic to hear that when it comes to the January business, it's Poch in the driving seat. I'm very happy. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below in regards to all of that. Do you agree with this model or do you not? If you don't, let me know in the comments. Why? Honestly, because football is a matter of opinion, and we've tried previous models in the past. What one do you prefer if you disagree? For those that agree, let me know why as well. Much appreciated. Now, it's now official. Well, it's not official, but it's official behind the scenes. It's just waiting on an announcement. But Chelsea will be playing against Wolves on Christmas Eve at 1 p.m. It looks like that is going to be happening. And we are going to be travelling to the Molineux, and that's going to be the first Christmas Eve kickoff in 20... How many years? So since 95. So we're talking 28 years or so? Around there? 95... Yeah, 28 years. 28, 29... Somewhere there. My maths is off, but it's somewhere there. Anyway, the Chelsea Supporters Trust have come out with a statement. So I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. Here's a statement from the Chelsea Supporters Trust. The Premier League has announced that Wolves versus Chelsea will be played on Christmas Eve. So it has been announced. Okay. This will be the first Premier League fixture played on Christmas Eve since 1995. The Chelsea Supporters Trust say it is totally unacceptable that Wolves versus Chelsea has been scheduled for Christmas Eve. Since rumours began to circulate on this issue, the Chelsea Supporters Trust has been clear that selecting this kickoff time will place another hurdle in the way of many match-going supporters. Not only could this lead to staffing issues at Molineux, but holiday transport timetables will further inconvenience supporters. On Tuesday, the 24th of October, we requested an urgent meeting with the relevant decision makers within the Premier League. We expect that this meeting will be held very soon, alongside the Wolves 1877 Trust and the Football Supporters Association. The Chelsea Supporters Trust will formally request that the Premier League properly consult supporters on this issue and that they reverse this decision. We will provide a further update to CST members in due course. I gotta be honest here. I'm normally with the CST, but on this, I don't get the backlash. And this is coming from me. I normally I'm all for backlash when it comes to, bodies like the Premier League making decisions and all of that. More times than not, they don't know what they're doing. But like I said earlier on in video number 1, if this decision is made and Chelsea don't have to play on Boxing Day, then cool, what's the fuss? People are making the deal of, but the fans can't get to Molineux and they're not going to be able to get home. How have people come to that conclusion? Let's all be honest here. Transport runs on Christmas Eve, and it runs normally up until a certain time. This is why the game is taking place at 1 p.m. and not 3 p.m. Because if the game finishes at 3 p.m, there's time for supporters to hop back on the trains, get their transport, their coaches, wherever the way they're coming, and they're heading back to London. By 5 o'clock, they are at home. 5 p.m, they're in London. Transport is still running on Christmas Eve by 5 p.m, and you all know that. On Boxing Day, let's be honest, on Boxing Day, what transport is running? A reduced service. Why? Because it's Boxing Day. So if anything, it's going to be easier to get to Molineux on Christmas Eve at that time, early in the day, than it is normally on Boxing Day. So I don't get the fuss. What's the fuss? Now, I understand if there are people that just want a game on Boxing Day because it's tradition. The tradition has been since 95 that all the games are on Boxing Day. It's the day after Christmas. People are managing their hangovers and all sorts from the night before, and they get to sit back, eat and watch football, and that's it, right? I understand if that's going to affect the tradition of certain Chelsea supporters that want their team to play on Boxing Day. And I think that's the big deal here. It's not about transport. It's not about any of that. Because at the end of the day, this game is getting televised. If it was on Boxing Day, it might not be televised. It's been selected for television. That is the reason why it was moved. The Premier League and all that have only moved that game because of TV money. That's it, right? That's all they care about. But to say that it's going to be affected because it's Christmas Eve and supporters won't be able to get to the game, no, they can. Now, if they're travelling somewhere to go to family because it's Christmas Day the next day, well, they weren't exactly going to make it back in time for Boxing Day now, were they, either? This is a non-story as far as I'm concerned. I don't understand the outrage. I don't get it, right? I don't get it. So for the ones that are making the fuss of transport, if anything, transport's easier on Christmas Eve than it is on Boxing Day, and I think many people know that. So look, Chelsea are playing on Christmas Eve, right? My issue was, if we're playing on Christmas Eve and Boxing Day, that's a war crime. So that can't fly. But apparently we're not playing on Boxing Day, so I don't see the fuss. And at the end of the day, it's one game. If you can't make that game, don't go. Simple. It's simple. You'll wait for the next one. There's no issue here, as far as I'm concerned. There's no issue. So that's me. Personally, that's me. Let me know if you agree or you're disagreeing with that. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. But I don't understand the how this has become massive story. I don't get it. I don't get it. So yeah. Anyway, talking about massive story, this. Multiple sources say Mudryk continuously leaves teammates in awe of his ability and his manipulation of the ball. We are also told he is desperate to reach his A game this year and rediscover the form that earned him his big money move. You know, the one thing that I like in Mudryk is you see how dedicated he is to his craft. You see how hard he works. We saw what he's like in the gym. That's a good sign. I like that. Because a player that focuses on himself as much as that means that they're obsessed with trying to attain success and trying to be the best. And an example that springs to mind for someone that focuses on his body all the time and focuses on his recovery and focuses on his progression and his development was Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo was never the most talented player. Definitely not as talented as Lionel Messi. But his hard work put him where he got to. And his persistence and his consistency. And for all those years, he just wanted to get better and better and better and better. And he focused as much on his recovery as he did on his training. And that's why he never got injured. And he just got better and better to the point where he was rivaling, for me, one of the most talented players ever, Lionel Messi. And winning all the Ballon d'Ors between themselves. But it was a true story of talent versus hard work. And that hard work, you can see in Mudryk. So I really, really, really hope that he sticks to it. And if he does, he can attain heights that, who knows. Could we have our first Ballon d'Or winner? No, actually, not the first. Tell a lie. Chelsea have had a Ballon d'Or winner in the past. George Weah. Big up George, president of Liberia currently still. So Mudryk, I'm looking forward to seeing his progression. I'm glad that he's got his confidence. I'm glad that he's playing well. I'm glad that he's doing what he's doing and that Poch is working with him. You can see, and there was a few pictures from training today. And again, Poch is with him one-on-one. Poch looks like he has a personal project in his head. You know, Project Mudryk. I am going to make this guy the best guy in the world. Like, I think Poch has that in his head. And you can see that he's working and working and working. So I really, really hope we're gonna see that come into fruition in good time. So fingers crossed. Now, talking about Poch, not only recently is he showing that he is a manager in control, but he's also a man in control of his style. It seems. Here we go. Pochettino is on his Instagram. So he's got a partnership, it seems, with Boss. He said, "Thank you for having me, Boss. Hashtag be your own boss," ad and sponsored. So there we are. He's got a sponsorship with Boss. Fair play to Poch. And you know what? Look, I have to mention that because I like Boss. I think it's a top men's brand. The quality is class. So to see the gaffer on the same sort of wavelength, my gaffer. Like, he's got style. He knows what he's doing, basically. He knows. So fair play to Poch, and fair play on the partnership. Good luck to him. I don't think he could have chosen a better brand. Now, we divert to what's happening elsewhere. A couple of things before we wrap up, but we're going to start off with this, and this is a bit personal for me, so I'm going to share it with you, and I know all of you are going to think this is quite interesting. So let's get into this. The English, the French, and the Nigerians are going to have vested interest in this one, but I'm sorry, none of you are getting him. Michael Olise is considering changing international allegiances from France to Algeria. The Crystal Palace winger is very open to this idea, and discussions between the parties will take place soon. Come on, Michael. You know it makes sense. Come on and join Green and White Army. Come on. Now listen. we thought Michael Olise was coming to Chelsea, and I was excited. I was looking forward to it. I thought it was done. I was here going, yep, Michael Olise, he's on the way, and then it just never happened. All of a sudden, he's signing a new deal at Palace, right? God knows. But I thought we were going to, welcome him as a new Chelsea player. Well, it looks like I'm getting him the other way. I'm not getting him via Chelsea. I'm getting him via Algeria. So, look, I'm just going to leave you with this, yeah? And I know the Nigerians are ruthless in the comments. I see you, and I like it. I love the vibe. I love the aggression in your comments and the pride that you guys have and the belief that you have in your team, and fair play, because we're all the same. But Algeria cooking something. Trust me. You see the same way Chelsea people look at Chelsea and go, in 3 years, this team's going to be mad, right? But we don't want to wait 3 years. With Algeria, it's a similar vibe, but we know how good we are now, but we know how great we're going to be. I'm not going to say anything else. Just wait and see. Maybe not this AFCON, although I think we'll do well this AFCON. But maybe not this AFCON, 2026. Wait for it. Now, that's something for you guys to hang on to. Let's move to what's going on at Manchester United. Something happened today, and this just goes to show the Premier League, the FA, the authorities, but you guys are a joke. You guys are a joke. You guys jump on any single opportunity that comes to create scandal, controversy, politicize issues, doing all of these things. And in this instance, you have no idea what you're doing. Let's get into it. The FA have been investigating into Garnacho's social media post in which he used gorilla emojis over a picture of Andre Onana's penalty save. Onana himself replies, "People can't choose what I should be offended by. Garnacho meant power and strength. This should go no further." I think it's incredible that a post like this ends up being investigated, and the player himself that this was aimed at has come out and said that my teammate has committed no offence whatsoever. So it just goes to show the FA, because it was the FA that investigated. You ain't got a Scooby on what's going on, have you? You ain't got a clue. It's incredible. The fact that they didn't even bother to try and actually find out first, investigated immediately in a negative sense, when Garnacho is his teammate, and they won because of Onana's last-minute penalty save. You'd think they would put 2 and 2 together and make it equal 4, not 6. Garnacho's team has won because his teammate made a last-minute penalty save. He puts up a post of the celebration after he saved that penalty, and the FA think, racist. What? It's mad. 2 + 2 = 6 for them. And Onana has to come out and clarify it himself. Incompetent, man. This is what I'm talking about. The footballing body that we have in this country is a joke. It's the decision makers are just. I don't have words anymore. My vocabulary has run out. I don't have any other vocabulary to describe them. So let me know your thoughts down below. Now, talking about Manchester United, we're going to wrap up here. Very, very interesting development coming out from Manchester United. This is actually a bit mad. Jadon Sancho is not allowed in Manchester United's senior facilities and therefore parks his car near the academy building and gets ready there. While changing into training gear, he has to lock himself inside the academy dressing room, ensuring he does not inadvertently mix with any underage players. What? Do you see what I mean when I say that things are just not well at Man United? This sort of stuff plays a part. It's crazy, but more on Sancho. The Saudi Arabia route is seen as the most plausible option for Jadon Sancho in January because European teams will struggle to match his wages of more than 200k a week. Dortmund could not even afford half that salary. So, Jadon, go and get the bag. It's time for you, mate. Go and get the bag. Yeah, your career might finish over there, but you're going to be a very rich man. So look, unless you bring your salary demands down, you're going to Saudi. It's as simple as that. But the fact that he has to, at Man United, he has to go to the academy building, but he can't mix with them, so he's got to lock himself in. And then where does he train? By himself? Because if he's not allowed near any senior facilities and he's not training with the first team, is he training with the academy lot? So if he's training with the academy lot, he can't get changed because they're academy players. It's a mess. Look, if I'm Man United, I'm just saying stay at home. We're going to get rid of you in Jan, just stay at home, mate, because there's no point. The fact it's gone this far is quite incredible. So let me know your thoughts down below. But again, this is just one sign to show you guys of how mad things are behind the scenes at Manchester United. And this is going to affect them on the pitch as well. It's going to affect the players, it's going to affect Ten Hag, it's going to affect all of that. But Ten Hag has part responsibility for this because it's down to him. He's called this. If he wanted to, he'd bring Sancho to training tomorrow. But he's obviously not made up with him. No one wants to say sorry for anything. So it's just, it's just hanging by a thread. And this is the consequence. But there's other issues that we know that's going on at Manchester United. It's just an absolute mess over there. So don't expect big things at Man United. And this is why I'm saying Man United are in the mud. Do you understand now? Okay. Well, let's end it there then. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button in order to be here for more content as it drops. Tomorrow will be the preview for Chelsea versus Brentford. So make sure you're there. And make sure you're subscribed to Shootout, link in the description, because tomorrow, as well as the two videos that we dropped today, but tomorrow you're getting our Premier League predictions first thing in the morning. Make sure you're there for that. Thank you very much. And don't forget to check out the socials, Instagram and Twitter, as well as all the others are in the description below. So thank you very much for watching, people. Have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, and peace.